But anyway, so hello everyone and welcome to Ibi Speaks. My name is Ibi, and today's episode is the concluding part of the self-empowerment series. And listen, in the last few months, I've had a couple of guests speak on various empowering topics. For example, we talked about woman, you're worth it. We talked about how to cope with losing a child. We talked about upscaling your finances, and today we're dealing with the topic how to add the zoom in your vavavoom. And we're talking about adding some spice in your matrimonial life. And my special guest today is Valerie Muzelenga, and I call her Auntie Valerie. And she's the CEO of Pillow Talk, and and she's going to tell us a little bit more about herself. So in this particular episode, what I want you to do is to send me your questions, because this is a bit intimate. So if you don't want to leave any questions in the YouTube platform, in the comment box, just send me your questions, and my email address is questions@ibspeaks.com. And if you're watching and it's your first time of watching, I just want to say thank you very much to all my first time viewers and all my subscribers. I'm really very delighted that you're here. So Auntie V, we're just going to start. Just tell us a little bit about what you do.
What I do is help women and couples to articulate their needs. Yes, Clara, invite my followers from Pillow Talk. I posted some posts there. Some have seen it. I posted some in Women on the Crossroads. Some have seen the post. So if you are able to do that, Shine Star Clara, that would be great. That would be fantastic.
Okay.
Much appreciated. So like I was saying, founder and CEO of Pillow Talk. What I do at Pillow Talk, it's a community of women. I empower women to be able to speak up about their needs in a relationship. We know very well that it's very difficult. Sex is a very difficult subject to talk about. And some people are not comfortable because it's been a taboo subject for a long, long time. But I thought it was worth exploring and worth sharing with my women folk, and more so those who are preparing to marry, so that they don't have the hang-ups that come with the subject, so that they may have that blissfulness and the joy that comes with being empowered in the matrimonial department. Sometimes I call it the bedroom department or the matrimonial department, so that they are happy and fulfilled in that area. So apart from that, I do other things as well. I'm an author, and then I also have health education talks with the youth in churches. And then sometimes I'm invited in churches by women to talk about the other various topics on matters of health and women's sexuality. So I do all those things. So sometimes I hold conferences, and during those conferences we talk about things spicy and hot.
Wow.
Spicy. I bring my visual aids. I bring everything to life and talk about such things. If they are very, very deeply intimate, sometimes I have my two dancing models.
Okay.
And they dress up and do role modeling.
Wow.
This is when it's just for intimate groups in their homes, and they call and they need that service. So I do that as well. It's not much well known, but those who know, they use this service. So if you need some more intimate demonstration of things, because you are shy and you really want to learn and really jazz up, then that service is for you. I also do counseling. If you are having difficulties in your relationship, people call me and I provide such kind of services for both men and women. It's not just the women. that come to me, even the males, they request those services and they are given as such. So I'll be that brief.
Wow. Auntie Valerie, I really like that you're saying all of these things. So this brings me to the next question, because it's as though you've just taken the questions out of my mouth. And I want to ask you a question that is very simple. And it appears to be simple, but it's not that simple. So the question is, why is intimacy very important in marriage?
Intimacy is very important in the marriage because it is the glue. It's one of the glue that keeps the couples together. It brings happiness and joy in every relationship. That is the married ones, if they are married, that brings the couples closer as it dwells on it dwells on connectivity. You connect at a different level when you are intimate with your partner. And sometimes if there's lack of intimacy in the relationship or when there are problems, that's the first thing to go out of the window, funny enough. And when you probe more, when they come with a problem, you find that at the back of it, there are issues concerning intimacy. So I don't know why it is like that, because this is a very important part of any marriage relationship, or those who are in partnership, whatever sort of relationship they are having. I'm more for marriage, but I recognize that other people are in different relationships. So I respect that as well, and I address that. That's why intimacy is important. It keeps you together. It's the glue that binds everybody, because you are vulnerable. You are vulnerable. For you to lose all your inhibition, expose your all to this person whom you have professed to love, till death do you part, or whatever happens to both of you. You expose yourself in such a way that you have never exposed yourself like that, not even to your mother. Your mother knows you, yes, but when you reach a certain stage, mom stopped seeing some of the things. She stopped being privy to some of the parts of you. And then your wife or your partner takes over, seeing those things. And those things, when you are vulnerable to that level, it brings all relationships at a different level because of that vulnerability and because of that openness that happens between couples.
So you're saying that intimacy is the glue that binds the marriage relationship together. But I want to ask you another question, but then we're going to address that aspect later. But why is the topic of sex such a taboo in our culture?
It's a taboo in our culture, I think, because growing up, our parents and society never talked openly about this thing. This happens in almost all cultures. It's not just our own folk like Africa, from Africa, but it's a global problem, because intimacy, sex is not discussed in family circles. You find that we don't know much about all these things that are supposed to be happening. Even when people get married, that's the only time during the cycle of life that your parents may call some women folk, men folk. They'll look for a mentor for a man, a mentor for a woman, and they'll address these issues. So they
don't even do that because they don't. Because when I got married, there was nothing like that.
Because people didn't know those things, so they will look for someone to teach you what to do, what you expect on your wedding night, what's gonna happen. They will tell you the body parts. They had visual aids which they used to use. Mostly they use the chicken. The chicken has got all the visual parts. Oh yes, it's got all the visual parts that you need to know. It represents a lot of parts for human endeavor. But People don't talk about it until you go into marriage, not even knowing what to do. That's where there are so many problems that happen, because people are not empowered already by the elders in the community. They don't know. Like in the 21st century, what our millennials know now mostly is from the internet. Some good, some bad. Most of them, like, they are learning. Some learn things from pornography. As young as the 6, 5, they are accessing that because why? Now they don't need a computer phone at work. They have it in their hands. So it's in everybody's hand. The internet is there, and then they get all the wrong kinds of things. And then they have this misconception that that is what intimacy is, that is what it is all about. It's not all about that. No, it's a whole lot different topic and a whole lot different kind of sex life that one is needed in a relationship to sustain a relationship, and not what they see that is happening in pornographic things. And then there's a lot of sexualizing of things, music, television, everything that you watch now, everything they try to sexualize, trivialize, and what have you. But that's not what it is all about. Like I'm saying, it's something a whole lot different, something which is deep and meaningful. So that's the reason why it's a difficult subject, because people never talked about it. Our elders never talked about it in the community until when it was time for you to get married. In my culture, they would wait until it is that time. But other cultures, I've asked those from my Indian colleagues, I've asked the British colleagues, from all these other continents, they all say the same. And when I bring up the topic at work, at tea time, this is when women open up and they say, look, Valerie, these things we don't talk about. We are never allowed to talk about these things. Now you are even saying we have to go a step further and be able to tell this man that this is what I need. They are even scared. They are not comfortable. Others, they say, hey, you want him to now give me a feast, show me a feast, because some men, they are that insecure about the topic as well. Okay. Some women have asked, they've said, you are saying I should look, you are saying I should touch, you are saying I should play with the thing. If I touch, I'm told that, are you measuring my size? Is it the size that you want to know? But that's not what I want to know. I'm just trying to give you pleasure. Yes, I just want to give you pleasure. So it's a difficult subject, but I think slowly but sure, slowly, women now, they are knowing what they want in their relationships, and they are talking about this topic. And as parents, we should take it upon ourselves to teach our young boys and girls before someone takes over.
Okay. Wow. And Tivi, you've I think you've just really gone into the cultural aspect, and you've touched some points that we are going to talk about in the solution aspect of it. But again, the next question I want to ask you is slightly similar to the first one.
Okay.
So the first one, we've talked about why intimacy is important, and you say that intimacy is like the glue, and in the relationship, that binds a relationship together. And we've also talked about why in our culture, like, sex is a taboo, and so the reason why that is dangerous is because our children go get information, or sometimes even wrong information, from places they shouldn't. Now, the next thing I want to ask you is this: what is the benefit of sex to the human body and the human mind, emotions, and mental, and all of those things?
The benefits are plenty. Let's start by it being a stress reliever, because what happens is when you have sex with your partner, You have the endorphins, the happy endorphins that wash over you. That promotes your mental health because you are happy. Okay? A person who has it, a person who has sex on a regular basis, they are happy people. So number one, it makes you a happy person. Your mental health is improved because of the chemicals that stage into your body. Okay, you have a nitric acid. Nitric acid helps to fire up the synapses in your brain. So when that comes about, you have this happy feeling. You have this happy feeling that stays with you the whole day. People, when they are not getting sex, they become some become depressed, others become so angry, they are annoyed, they are cranky. Oh, yes. They are cranky because they didn't have that portion of the hormone stage in the body. They did not have what it gives, okay? So that is the benefit. Number two, it's good for your complexion as well. That's
for your complexion.
Oh, yes.
It's a lie. Let me write it.
That seed that it gives you makes you radiate.
Let me put it on my Facebook page.
Makes you radiate with joy. Okay? You radiate with joy. Your skin tone is pink because all the hormones are surging in your body and you are all happy because you have the dopamine, which also helps to stop pains, any pain in your body. Then you have serotonin, which comes in, which helps you to sleep. Okay? So it will help you to sleep better when you have it. Okay? When you have it, you have wholesome relationships with your children, with your co-workers, with everybody. You'll be at peace. But once that is missing in your life, if you are practicing sexuality in your relationship, hell breaks loose, man.
Wow.
Things fall apart. People get depressed. People become unhappy. Okay? Then it's a stress reliever. It relieves stress. If you are all stressed up, the stress goes. Also, if you have quarreled, you've heard about the makeup sex. Makeup sex is even more exciting because now you are making up, you've stopped the fight, and everything is tickety-boo, hanky-dory, hanky-panky, everything is good because you have patched up, okay? And some people, some naughty people, I won't go into that one, but it does help when people have forgiven each other. There is a kingdom of monkeys. I think they are called, the name starts with B.
Okay.
I don't know whether it's
a baboon.
Baboons, a certain species of bamboos. Yes, makeup sex. It's called makeup sex. When you quarrel and you want to patch up things, you have that.
Is it
hey, bonobo monkeys.
Bonobo monkey. Okay.
Monkeys, when they fight, immediately the fight finishes, everybody starts being intimate.
Really?
Yes, they start being intimate to finish off the fight because of those happy hormones which I've talked about, which come into play when you have had your great blissful moment, because that's what you get. So benefits are plenty, okay? And when this happens, a lot of things are prevented from happening. And then the other most important one also, procreation.
Okay.
So to continue procreation, we have to have they make up right after. Yes, they do, Clara, they do. They make up immediately after they fight. They don't let the sun settle down or go or start having grudges with everybody. No, they don't do that. They just make sure that things are okay between them and everything goes back to normal. All the mood is back of happiness. The family, the society is good. So plenty of benefits, but I'll mention those that come to mind.
Wow. And to be like, I'm just learning, like, it's good for your complexion.
Yes.
Didn't know that. It makes you, it helps you not to get, reduces tension and helps you to sleep well and all of that. And TV, that is fantastic. So these are things that people like take for granted. But I want to ask you this question, right? But there's some women that feel that, you know, well, let me put it this way. You know, women and men are not the same. And sometimes some women feel that when it's too much, it becomes a problem. So how do we balance when it's too much and the normal frequency?
This is where now dialogue comes into
play. Dialogue, yeah.
Yes. Sometimes it happens whereby a couple have mismatched libido. One has got high libido, one has got low libido. You may call it low libido, but that's where they are functioning at.
Okay.
Yes. So we have mismatched libidos whereby there's one story, true story happened. One lady went to the pastor. When she went and reached the pastor, she said, "Pastor," she started undressing. "Pastor, tell me what's wrong with my body. Tell me what's wrong. Tell me what's wrong with me. Why are you saying that? Because my husband doesn't touch me as often as I want him to touch me. If anything, maybe it's just once a month or once after 2 months. This is killing me as a person because I cannot survive on once a month. He is my husband and I cannot go out to go and start cheating or whatever." So here, this is where now lessons are given to a couple and a solution is found. They are assisted to find out what the problem is. Is it because of the hormones? Some people have too much testosterone. Even as women, we have a little bit of testosterone, but we also sometimes we have higher libido sometimes than the men. It may happen just in some women. It may just happen for a week or maybe for 3 days when they are ovulating, because the body is trying to tell you something that, hey, the egg is saying, "Me, I'm ready. Can we procreate here? Because I need to be fertilized." So you find that a woman is put in the mood. You have that desire for your spouse or your partner. Okay. Then there are times whereby because of hormonal imbalance in a man, he may not be able to give or save the menu as frequently as he would like to do. And the woman also, she may not be able to give the menu to the husband because of what may be happening to her. So this is the time where you have to find out what is really happening. There's normally some underlying causes. It can be, I thought we'd discuss that one later, but since we are already here, I can as well mention it. One, it can be trauma. The person might have been sexually molested when they were younger, and they have not healed because that part of the problem was not addressed by the parents or whoever they told that this is what has happened. Or they may not even have told somebody because of fear and shame. Okay? Because sometimes because of shame, they just keep quiet and keep it to themselves. And they fail to perform later on when they get married, because that thing still comes back in their mind when they are supposed to be intimate. Then that picture comes out, they start having flashbacks. That is, if there's been sexual molestation and sexual trauma, sexual violence to the person. Number two, circumcision. Some people who practice FGM and they have been circumcised, the tissue, when healing, if it was not done properly, because we have different bodies and we react differently from these things. It's like some people, they have a piercing and then they end up having keloids because their skin is that sensitive to whatever happened. It was just a prick for piercing, but their ear ends up swelling and they have this stuff which they carry on their ear. So sometimes things happen down there because of fibrosis, how the healing happened, and then they find it is very, very painful to have to be intimate with their partners. Number 3, it can be the man may be experiencing erectile dysfunction, but he doesn't want to own up that actually he can't sustain his erection. So he feels embarrassed and he feels that he will be shamed or he will be judged. This is where gentleness and wisdom is needed. Okay. Then we will have a trauma, circumcision, a menopause.
Oh yeah, that's another one.
Menopause is also major in the 50s, 70s, you know. Some people just go off sex because of the dryness that they experience. They experience sexual dryness. Because of that dryness, they experience pain. And when they experience that pain, they don't want to be intimate. And for the women, it can also be what is called a vaginismus. Vaginismus, this is whereby when the man wants to be intimate with his wife, then the vagina contracts. It contracts. It contracts. When it contracts like that, thank you. When it contracts like that, then the man can't enter. If he forces himself, the woman just goes into spasms and she goes into pain. And
spasms?
Yes, oh yes.
Wow.
Because remember, it's a muscle. The vagina is a muscle. So if it cannot respond, because what happens is, for a woman to open up, this is where now, that's another topic. We'll talk about foreplay later. You have to have foreplay. You have to be ready so that that muscle can open up. When the man is entering, the woman can relax and enter in the kingdom of Holy of Holies, so that the man can enter the Holy of Holies nicely and properly, because lubrication is supposed to happen and take place. But some women who have this medical condition, the man will just touch there and that muscle will contract and the woman won't be receptive because it is painful. So she won't be intimate with the husband or partner, whoever it is. Because
Auntie Valerie, sorry to cut you short, but what about frigidity? You know, some women are frigid because of our culture, because of the aspect of the guilt that they put the taboo subject of sex. So a lot of women are also very frigid as well.
That is just another medical condition. This woman is said to be frigid because they don't respond. If you check their hormones, maybe they don't even have a little bit of progesterone in their body. Maybe estrogen. So they need their hormones to be checked. When the hormones are checked, you find that they have the proper balance of the hormone. That iciness, that coldness may go. Then some people, it's because of cultural teachings also. They scare some women off. It's like something switches off in their brain, and then they are just there. They don't experience anything. Yes, I've heard of women who say, no, me, I'm not interested. I'm not even I don't even like it. I'm just doing it for duty. I'm just doing it for duty. Duty, my foot. You're supposed to enjoy yourself. What duty? Duty just to please him. What about you as a person? Don't you want to be fulfilled? Don't you want to be happy? We've talked about the benefits. If you don't release your hormones, your tensions, and everything, then what happens to you? So yes, it's a condition, but it can be cured when they check the once they remove whatever has caused the iciness.
Okay. And to be, now there's a question that I have here. Let me just read it out to you. Yeah. Now, first and foremost, I want to say thank you very much. And that this is very, very enlightening. And I mean, like, I never knew that the vagina had muscles, that, that the muscles could contract and, So, but let me just look at a question here. I have one question here. I would ask it now. 1 second. Let me read it out to you. Yeah. This is the question. It says, when does sex stop? Yeah. And then the person now says, I am already 56 and not just interested in it anymore, but he is still charging ahead. It is uncomfortable, and really my heart and my mind is not even there. Coupled with the fact that he is the least romantic person, more often does something that would have upset me during the day, and at night begins to ask for something. And this has been going on for over the years. Are you very familiar with those kind of situations?
Yes. Thank you. Whoever has asked this question has asked this question for each and every woman. Sex, first of all, sex can stop anytime. It can stop anytime. Okay? But it becomes a problem when you are in a relationship whereby the other person is still interested in the things happening. Already I've picked up what could be happening in there. Our men, I tell our men, I say, please, please, and please, and please, learn the skills. Learn the skills to serenade your woman. Learn the skills. And it's very easy to learn these skills. If you cannot learn them from any of your men, please write my email there. Clara, please write my email in the chat box. Some people can email so that can be addressed. They learn the skills. It's very easy to learn the skills. You know, if, like I said, it's a muscle, the woman needs to relax. And this has been going on whereby she's not romanticized. Somebody just comes, I call it, someone comes in. You know, when you park a bicycle, you park your bicycle in the corner there. What do you do when you want to ride a bicycle? You just pick that bicycle, you take it outside, you drag it out of the door, and you climb it, you start riding the bicycle. Yeah, because there's a chain, the bicycle will be moving. But because we are humans, it's very difficult to start moving. I said, it's a muscle, it needs to relax for it to open up and be able to receive. Okay. So if this muscle is not tended to, there are some skills that I teach women, how you can learn yourself. If your man does not know how to be romantic, if he doesn't know how to be romantic, because this should start in the morning. Romance, sex starts in the morning. It does not start at bedtime. Like if somebody just comes, you are in bed. Look, I woke up in the morning. I took kids to school. I did the school run. I come back. I washed the kids. I prepared them. Now I've prepared food for them to eat when they've come back from school. I'm going there helping them with homework. While him is sitting like a king of the castle in the sofa, reading a newspaper or just playing computer games. So I'm exhausted. Okay? My mind is not even thinking about sex. Then I go to bed. I want to rest. Then you want to jump on me. Of course, I want to be interested. So the only way that our friend can get interested is for the man to learn the skills. Also, there's something which the woman can do during the day. I tell women, these are our hands. Because our men don't know how to romanticize us, you take your hands, you can play with your hands, you just rub your hands intimate like this, just like that. What are you experiencing? Okay? Different ways. And then you can massage your fingers, one finger at a time. Massage one finger at a time. Can everybody do that? And they should write what they are experiencing in the chat. Don't tell me you haven't experienced anything. Or maybe electricity going down to your legs, or you feeling you are unwinding up, the stress is going. This is very simple. You can do it. So you can do this 8 times, 10 times during the day. After maybe you finish washing your hands. Yes, you feel relaxed. Exactly.
Yeah.
You feel relaxed. So when you feel relaxed, your body is now releasing nitric acid. Remember, I mentioned nitric acid.
Yes.
So nitric acid is coming into your body. As it is being released into your body, it's making you feel relaxed. That nitric acid will also help. As you are relaxed, your body will start accepting and be responding to other things that may happen to it. Then the other thing that you can do, or she can do, is during the day, play with your massage your breast. I said massage your breast. This is how you also check for breast lumps, that you don't have cancer. So it's like you are checking your breast for cancer. You massage it. As you massage it, tell me, what do you feel? Can you practice? Coach, do it, please.
Well, I have my bra, so.
Because I also have my bra.
So which way? Is it top or bottom?
Any, as long as you touch your breast.
Okay.
The idea is you touch your breast.
Okay.
So the hormones will be coming into your body, which you need. Those hormones will help you in the evening by bedtime. You can do that evening by bedtime. You can do that. Yes, so Coach Clara, I'm giving it all so that people can come to the next session that I'll be having of Pillow Talk and Ibi, whatever.
Ibi Speaks. Auntie B, you know what? I want us to see this particular conversation is going to be for the solutions. But I really like what you're saying. I wanted us to be systematic. But before we go to this particular conversation, because we'll get there.
No, that one is different. It was just a snapshot. You know, sometimes the mouth will run fast.
TV, listen, right? Now you talked about.
So just to close to that lady's question. Those are some of the things which she can do. This will keep you to be ready to charge when he wants. But the best form of solution is to have that dialogue. Be able to speak out and say, please, send him a text. Put a love letter in his pocket. Text him a text at work, you know. When you are available, tell him when you are available. We've spoken about this the last time, what you can do, so that those 3 bottles behind there, you can put 3 roses, different colors. They will know now that, okay, things are good.
Fantastic. Auntie V, you know, I want us to leave this to the next question, but you know, you mentioned some things about the menopause and trauma and circumcision and erectile dysfunction. So I wanted us to, if somebody has those kind of situations, how can we go about fixing them so that the person can enjoy the pleasure?
For trauma, the person has to heal. They can go for counseling. They can talk to somebody if something happened to them in the past, which is inhibiting them to enjoy their sexual life. Okay. Then for erectile dysfunction, the man should be able to open up to his partner that this is what they are experiencing. They are unable to get it up. Sometimes the simple solution is just to, you know, Durex. They sell Durex play in the chemist. When you buy that Durex play, you can, let me just get, I always have some visual aids. You have, you get your Durex play, and then you squeeze in your hand, You put
okay,
some
the
in your hands, and then you massage. You massage the person. You help massage the person. You help massage them. This may help if it's not a major problem that has made them to go flat. Number two, let them go to see their doctor. When they see their doctor, they should be able to explain what is happening. The doctor will be able to help them. Sometimes there's a lot of help that is given. Some men, they are given some injection to inject, depending on the condition. They will inject themselves, and then they will have a sustainable erection. Sometimes they will be given some medication which will stimulate so that they start functioning and firing on all cylinders like they were firing before. If it's hormonal balance, the doctors will help them. Then those with FGM, I think the best way is to stop this practice. This practice is very, very abusive. It's patriarchal. This is patriarchal. This is because the men, they always want to make decisions concerning woman's life. Just imagine menopause, menopause. There's always man involved somewhere. So they should stop the practice because it's not good to deny a woman. They used to cut off the woman's clitoris and the labia minora so that this woman should not be having sexual feelings until that person is married. What they do is they will close up everything. They will just leave a small part where urine comes from. When the woman is going to be getting married, they go to these horrible women. They cut again. They cut to open you up because they will just leave you for where you have menses, and where you have urine. It's what they will leave for you. So they go and cut again now when you are getting married so that you can be able to accommodate a penis for a man. That is cruel, isn't it?
It is. I can't even, oh my gosh, I can't even listen to it.
The trauma is so tremendous, okay, in the name of culture, but it's not culture, it's because of the man. The man wants to oppress the woman by denying her the right to enjoy sex. So he is just enjoying himself. And that poor woman is not enjoying anything. Can you imagine the pain of being cut, being opened up, so that now he is able to enter? First of all, they deny you, then they open you up. No, I don't even want to talk about it.
No, I don't want to talk about it. It makes me sad.
Be stopped. It's not. It's very sad.
Okay.
It's very, very sad. What was the other one?
And we talked about menopause.
Yeah, menopause. It's just as women, we should take control back to ourselves. We should take back control to ourselves. Menopause is not the end of the world. It's the beginning of your life. You become more fulfilled. I've never enjoyed life more than when I'm menopausal. The things that I'm able to do, the things that I'm doing now, things that I was never doing. I wasn't interested in business, but since I became a menopausal, my friend, I've become a writer. I like to travel the world. I can take myself out. I don't have to wait for anybody to take me out. You have to love yourself and love your body. Sometimes because the women, they become shy. When they look at their older body in the mirror, they say, "Ooh, who's that?" No, they don't love themselves. They stop loving themselves because of the body shape that has changed and the sagging beats which are happening to us. No, hello. Take charge. Wow. Go buy nice lingerie. Buy nice nightwear. Continue buying sexy nightwear. Don't go to kaftan. My friend should mention that she had a kaftan. I also have one in orange, which I wear. If you want, I can bring it here. I wear that one if I'm alone. But if I'm with somebody, I don't practice that one because it's a no-go zone. But sometimes even I do it for myself. Sexy nightwear, sexy underwear, and what have you. I know you separate sometimes. You've got period pants, so that you don't want. Yeah, you've got period pants, but then you've got comfortable pants which you wear so that you feel sexy. It's for yourself. When you are walking, if I want to turn heads when I'm walking in the mall, hello, sometimes I've been stopped and told, your skin is very radiant. I love your skin. All I say is thank you. Thank you very much. And we talked about skin earlier.
Yes.
So, yes. So your skin will be growing because you are happy in yourself. Whether you are menopausal, postmenopausal, or whatever. Why? Because you are happy inside. I know sometimes as women, we like to tie a lot of things to control the tummy. To control the tummy is, oh yes, we do it for a brief time, but not as a way of life. Because you don't love yourself, you've tied yourself, you can't even breathe because you are doing what they call waist control.
Waist trainer.
Waist trainer and all that. You wear that all day. You collapse in the mall.
Actually, Valerie, there was one day, let me give you one story about this waist something. I wore some waist thing. I just had my baby then. I nearly died. I went to eat the food the food did not pass my stomach. From that day, I stopped. I stopped. Auntie V, now, just quickly now, I want to just say to our viewers that if you have any questions, if you have any personal questions, please email it to my email, questions@ibispeaks.com. But then if you have any questions that you feel that you can ask openly, then please just put your questions down. And then if you like this video, please press the like button so you can help this video. And Auntie V, the next question I want to ask you is this. In your profession, I know you've answered this question before, but I want to put it in another way, that you're a marriage counselor and you talk about all of these things. So what are the topmost problems that couples deal with in your practice you've come across?
The topics that come across is, number one, is lack of communication. Number one.
In terms of sex, yeah?
In terms of sex, they stop communicating. When they stop communicating, sex goes out of the window. That comes to be number two.
Okay, so lack of communication brings about lack of sex, yeah?
Yes. So the man will come to present a problem. When you probe properly, at the end of it, you find that there's some resentment that has occurred because maybe the wife is nagging. When you nag a man too much, you remind him of his mother. Hey, you haven't cleaned your room. Hey, you haven't cleaned your uniform. Hey, you haven't done your homework. Hey, you are reminding him of his mother. So he
doesn't want to sleep with his mother, yeah?
So he says, this mother now whom I own, I've gone and married my own mother. Thought I've run away from my mother, but I've gone and imported her and brought her in the house. He's going to shut down. And when he shuts down, the wife will be saying, no, he doesn't touch me. He doesn't touch me. Oh, now see, what are you doing? At least I'm not, it's not a question to blame, but it's a question to find out the root cause of why this person is not touching you. So nagging is not good at all. Two.
So when you nag, you remind him of his mother.
You remind him of his mother.
And he doesn't want to sleep with his mother.
No. See how we nag now. Ibi, see how we nag. Hey, you stop this, stop that. Hey, you, did you do this? Stop that. Hey, stop playing, stop making noise. Hey. We do all those things to our male child, female child, but the male child looks and perceives it as his mother now nagging him about his room, his homework, or some other stuff that his mother used to tell him to attend to or do, or what he didn't do to keep his room clean, to pick up his socks. Now he thinks I've brought my mother back. Then the other thing, the other thing is resentment. Because of that, what happens is resentment comes in. When resentment comes in, the other person does not want to practice forgiveness. Number 3, the person now does not want to practice forgiveness, to forgive the friend for the perceived wrong. And when they don't do and recognize that, it becomes a problem, because you have to forgive. For any relationship to work, you have to forgive and forget and move on. If there's anything we should learn from Nelson Mandela, it's the song of forgiveness. And when you ask for forgiveness from your friend, if you wronged the person due to whatever, be it whatever problems they think, be able to address those problems before you can move on. It's only when you address these problems that you can move on to your matrimonial bed. Because believe you me, sex won't happen for as long as I've got this thing in my heart that you have wronged me. No, I can just sleep there like a log. Just like a log. You can shake me. Hey, do something. Help me. You are on your own. You are on your own, man. That's what women do. They just shut down.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah, you shut down and you say, do what you want because you want to satisfy your need. So carry on, satisfy your need. But me, I'm closed. This shop is closed.
Yeah.
It's not participating. It can be there, but it's not participating. It's not making any movement. It's not touching. It's just there like a statue.
Okay.
And so those are some of the problems.
And there's this other thing about this other question.
And cheating.
Yeah, cheating. Yeah. Cheating is painful. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I just want us to, Auntie V, now there is another situation where some women feel that the men sometimes don't practice good hygiene. That's one. And then also the resentment aspect where the man, doesn't provide or do things in the house financially or stuff like that. The woman is left to do everything. And then that also builds resentment as well, yeah?
Yes, it does. It does.
Yeah.
Sometimes the man doesn't bring anything to the table, and it's the woman who is bringing everything to the table. So she feels resentful, and she just shuts the shop down.
Wow. And Tivina, next we're going to go to the practical steps. Give us practical steps. That is step by step. How can we add this spice into this our matrimonial life? So initially you were telling us about rubbing our hands. And I rub my hands, right? But I didn't know I didn't know that it had anything to do with relaxing. And then you talked about massaging our breasts and all of that. So what else can we do to add the fire?
So for you to make it hot, hotter.
Yes.
You get rid of the resentment. You forgive everything. You get rid of unforgiveness. No, on that day, no nagging. No unresolved issues. Make sure you resolve those issues that you are having. And then when you come from work, even if you have to start, like I mentioned, you have to start in the morning. It starts in the morning. Hello. Not just at bedtime. Send each other text messages. We've got technology. Before, when we didn't have technology. Me, I used to get up from my work because my home was very near his working place. So it was a walking distance. I walk to his working place. I'll arrive and tell the gate man or whoever it is that I've come to see Mr. So-and-so at the reception. You are who? And I would say, yes, I'm Mrs. Muzelenga. So they'll say, okay, that department, walk down. I'll walk down, and then I'll stand by the door and I'll knock by his office. Then he'll come out. Then he says, yes, Valerie, what brings you here? Then I say, first of all, I would laugh. I say, you know what? We have important visitors at home, especially, financial year end accountants. They will spend their time doing books, business company books. They come home at midnight. You are fast asleep. Sometimes you don't even know what time they came in. So I would go just to spice things up. I said, well, I've come to say there are some visitors at home. You think today you could tell your bosses or something like that, you could come early home? He would laugh. Is that why you came? I said, of course, this is why I came. What do you think I came here for? I'm inviting you. He would say, okay, all right. We'll see. We'll see how fast I can work at whatever homework it is. And I used to tell my workmates at work too. And they would come and give feedback. Hello, sis, what you told us yesterday. I went to the working place for my husband just to surprise him. He was very happy. He was laughing. He was smiling. He came home quicker, more than these other days. Why? Because it's like you are affirming them. It's a small act, but it carries in a lot of weight. Shortly after, one of the girls, I think the husband became ill, but that man, even on his deathbed, he talked about that visit that the wife had made to his workplace. Okay, he treasured that, because these are things we feel shy about. Don't feel shy. Okay, I would say, I know where your boss lives. I see his car pass by. He came home early. I know he's your boss, but he's leaving everybody in the department with all this job and work. So when the day my husband came home early, when it was during that period of financial whatever, all the kids, we all gathered around him like a king. This king has come home. It's like the prodigal son who was lost. Now he has come home. So he was grilled, a lot of questions that were asked by the children, because they wanted to know where he has been, why he has not been around to help them with homework, to do some of these things they are supposed to be doing. So he was able to explain what happens when he is working. Sometimes he gets busy. So that's it. So do that. Okay. Send a love letter to the person during the day. Then, as the person comes from work, when you don't have any stresses, for men also, if they are men or who are here, or later on the replay, look, if the woman is cooking in the kitchen, this is your opportunity. Go there. Touch what you want to touch. If there are no kids around, even if they are there, you can hug your wife. You can hug your wife while she's cooking. You are being playful. You have to be playful.
Do you know my dad used to do that? When my mother is cooking in the kitchen, he would go hold her and just,
yes. Yes, the endorphins. Dad would say, Alinette, mom would answer, and he would say, can you come and rub my back? Come and rub my back. Rub my back. Okay, come and rub my back. So that, you want someone to massage and rub your back. Scrub your back. Yeah, come and scrub my back. I can't reach my... She would go to the bathroom and scrub this man's back, who was dad. They were older, but then they were practicing these things. It's when now I've become older, and I'm like, oh.
Because then we didn't know, when my mother used to cook, sometimes we were in the kitchen, my dad would come and just, my dad was an alpha guy, he was a man's man.
Yes.
But, you would just come and hold her, kind of like smack her and all of that. And sometimes he would just take the meat, from the pot. But I would say, leave it. I didn't know that.
Yes.
So they were playing love.
They are playing, they are setting the tone. Sometimes we overthink these things. We overthink and we miss the boat, and we become miserable for nothing, and we become miserable for nothing. It's just simple things. So be playful when she's cooking, okay, or when you are watching television or whatever. or you are sitting, the brazier at home.
Yes.
During winter time, the brazier, you sit outside and they will be sitting, they will be talking. You
My parents
kids,
used
you
to do
go to
that.
sleep, but they are still there, they are talking because we didn't have heaters, but they are having a conversation, they are there talking because you kids now have gone to bed. They've remained talking, and after they talk, whatever, they are talking. They are our parents. We never knew these things. Me, it's when I'm older, like in the 50s that I say, oh, I was born, but I never imagined that that was happening. No, maybe because I just closed that area.
What did we know? We didn't know anything.
Yeah, we didn't know anything that was happening. So you do all those simple things, and like I said, you continue that, you continue this. I'm telling you, it will only take you 5 or 6, 10 minutes to get in the mood. You won't need the
So
whole day.
if I rub my hand like this, it will take me 5 minutes. Will I rub it gently?
No. You can massage yourself. You can be gentle with it. You can do the dance. You can do the massage. You can do the stroke. The stroke thyself now. You are stroking yourself. You can use your imagination. You can use your imagination. As you are using your imagination, you can't wait for these hands, okay? You can't wait for these hands to come and have something to play with, okay? You also be thinking, he can't wait for his hands to come and have something to play with. So, I mean, it's play. Have foreplay as well. So when you come to connect, because he's been at work, you've been at work, you come, you sit down together on the bed, you gaze into each other's eyes like this, the way I'm looking at your eyes.
I don't die. Okay, we gaze.
You look in each other's eyes. Eyes don't lie. You know if he is lying. You know if he is ill. You know if he is tired. You know if he is depressed. A lot of things you can tell from the eyes, because they say eyes are the
mirror of the soul.
The soul. So they are not lying. You know about your soul now. Because why? You are looking at each other and you are open up. Eyes talk. If we've gone for a party, my husband is giving me a signal that we should go because he is tired, or I want to tell him that I want to get out of the room, we should go back home. We just look at each other. We communicate with the eyes because we know how to communicate with the eyes. So I'll go out. He also come out and we will speak outside. Then I'll go back and say, okay, guys, I have to say bye now. I have to leave. We have to leave and what have you. Why? Just the eyes. The eyes will tell you that they love you. The eyes will tell you that they hate you. They are lying. If they are lying with their mouth, they can say they love you, but their eyes are telling you something different. So gaze in each other's eyes and touch yourselves. Touch yourselves. If you are lying down, you can touch his tummy. You can put your hand on his belly button, and you can cross over your arms. He can put his hand on your belly button as well, or on your chest, on your heart.
Really?
To hear your breathing. As he's listening to your breathing, feeling your breathing, you are also feeling his breathing. This relaxes you because, one, you are both tired. You are from work. On the menu, it's not sexual intercourse you want. But because of those two actions which you have done, you have connected at that deeper level. Automatically, you find that you are ready, and the muscles, the smooth muscles of the vagina, it's ready to receive him at a short notice. And remember, during the day, you were touching yourself, your hands, you were stroking your hands and your breast. So those hormones have been working in you, and that, yes, you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. So when you start like that, you find that you end up doing something it ends up into intercourse, even if that was not the end, that was not the goal, but because you started doing these things, you connected and you end up there. So you spice things up. Sometimes you don't even need a physical penetration. Because of the nitric acid which is in you, you feel calm just because you have cuddled each other, you have spooned each other, you've touched each other, you are satisfied, you sleep and you sleep. That's how it is. So couples should learn to relax. That's how you relax.
Wow.
So what is there not to like? What is there to wait until after Christmas? Because some people sometimes they have sex at Christmas. Yes, at Christmas or Independence Day or wedding anniversary, the whole year, the person has not touched you.
Auntie V, you know what I just learned now? What I'm just learning now is that we have to be intentional about intimacy, and that intimacy is not necessarily intercourse, that it's
not necessarily the penetration.
Intimacy is connection.
Yes.
Is the bonding of the soul.
Yes, yes, yes.
So from intimacy, then would be the intercourse that would now be on fire.
Which
so you have to connect
on top of the cake now. What do you call it? Icing on the cake.
Okay. So when we get it right, because I'm just seeing that, for example, if I help him to relax, I put my hands on his heart and he does the same, and we kind of like relax and look at each other and all of that, it helps to bring down stress.
Yes.
And when it helps to bring down the stress,
yes,
then we don't need any antidepressants anymore.
No, we don't.
Auntie V, listen, Auntie V, I just want to ask you this other question now. This other question came to my mind. Some women do not, let me say, I have this thing now. Some women do not have, there are three, I think there are two kinds of, I'm taking you out of this because I know that.
It's all right, whichever way.
Yeah. So some women do not quite enjoy or get to the highest point of sexual pleasure. Some people say, like I was having a conversation today with some women, and they're saying that some of them have never had a vaginal orgasm or something like that.
Yes.
So, and some of them have never even had that kind of a thing before.
Yes.
So how, because it's important. A lot of women just say they don't even feel anything, like it's like, even if the guy is trying, the guy is doing all the right thing, they don't just, it's like nothing is happening. So how can women begin to at least get to that point?
They can get to that point, number one. For women should not fake orgasm, number one. They should stop the faking of orgasm.
But some people don't even know what it is.
Yes, they should not fake the orgasm, just making noise, because they've seen people make noise in whatever these films they watch. I know you are supposed to make sound, but not fake sounds like that. No, don't fake orgasm at all. If you don't have it, you don't have it. But what you can do is that you can, while he's on top of you, you can take your finger and play with your clitoris. You rub your clitoris while he's thumping. He is thumping and you are playing with your clitoris. Of course, yes, you are going to experience the orgasm. Okay. Number one. Number two, use your imagination now. Use your imagination. Use imagination. Imagination is there to be used. You are not, the Bible says, if you think or lust about, you are not lusting about anybody. Just imagine that you have this tall doctor, tall, broad shoulders, blue eyes or brown eyes or black eyes, tall and whatever.
But what if your husband is not?
No, imagine it. What? What if what?
What if the man doesn't have blue eyes and this blue eyes?
No, black eyes, brown eyes. This doctor has got brown eyes. Think about any doctor whom you like and pretend that is the doctor who is doing the job. You are going, these are just tricks which help women to have their big O. They will receive that O, I'm telling you, okay? And if they do some of the exercises which I've mentioned here, they are simple, but they will have that exercise. The other thing also, our culture, they teach that the more dry sex you have, the better. Better for who?
The more what?
The more dry your vagina is, then the sex is going to be better. It is never better. You have, if you are menopausal and it's painful to have sex, there is what is called silk.
What's that?
It's a lubricant.
Silk. Where can they find it?
It can be found online. It's called the Eve appeal. This Eve appeal is you apply, the man can put this onto his fingers. Maybe they are having issues like dry vagina and all that, but they've never been able to express what they want or what they need, okay, in a relationship. This is where I come in and I say, come, I'll teach you how you can express yourself and tell the man how you want it. If it's more to the left, you say more to the left, to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the middle, to the middle, to the. If you have to demonstrate with the hands, take the hands, put the hands in and out, in the hips, you guide the hips how you want them because you want to come. Sometimes some men, what we call 1 minute wonder boys. The 1 minute wonder boys, they just fire and click within 3 seconds. They've finished the job, and you are left hanging like that, hanging day in, day out, day in, day out. The woman will go and cheat. Some women cheat because of that, because the man is not satisfying the woman. The man also, if he feels that his needs are not being met properly, sometimes they move out and go and cheat. It's not because they want to leave their wives, but it's because they haven't just communicated to see how they can gel. When you feel safe in the relationship, you feel safe, you feel secure. You know that there's no violence for asking about your needs, how you want to be loved, how you want to be serenaded. And he gives you that chance and opportunity to explain. And him also gives you that chance. He explains that it's when you do this, when you do that, when you do that. Yes, because some needs are not met. If they are not met, some people don't feel anything because what they need is something else to reach that big O. There's a journey. Remember, we started by it's morning, it's what you are doing, what is doing, that culminates into that thing. Okay? Whereby you learn the skills. Which one point of your body that when your husband touches, when he presses this button, that button, within 5 minutes, you are on fire. And he knows that this is the button. Even if your mouth has said no, but he knows the button to press, that if he touches that button, okay? If he squeezes the nipple, if he breastfeeds, some people want to breastfeed, some women don't want to breastfeed. You mentioned personal hygiene. Sometimes personal hygiene also plays a part. I'm digressing, but personal hygiene also plays a part in there. Have a shower before you go there. Before you go to the bedroom. If there's no time to have a shower, I mean, at least you wipe the armpits, wash her nicely, at least smell nice, get some perfume and use,
Yeah. And to be, listen, you've said so much. I mean, this is just so unbelievable. We have just a few more minutes left.
Okay.
And this is just to say that, these conversations are very, very intimate conversations. and we can't say all of it today. But you and I are planning something in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to have tickets. It's going to be a paid event, and we're going to announce it, what we want to achieve on that day, where couples and people can have a more intimate conversation with you, and where you can actually take questions and explain in more intimate details what it is that can be done. Now, you said something that touched me, or rather that just opens my eyes, or rather I want to know more about. Touch the buttons. Like, so some women don't even have buttons. Some women don't have buttons.
Buttons which can be pressed.
Yes. Some women don't know their buttons. So how would they know?
How they would know? You do self-assessment. I call it self-assessment. Self-assessment, you go to the bedroom, you lock the doors, you lock the door.
Okay.
You lie on your bed. Okay. You lie on your bed. You touch yourself. You stroke yourself. You stroke your thighs. How does it make you feel? Do you feel tingling? Did you feel that tingling? Okay. When you touch your nipples, does it make you feel excited? If you are excited, then those are the parts that you want that man to be touching you. These hands, every part of the body can be, but those that are in high demand,
exactly. Yeah. What are the highest? What are the most?
The nipples. The nipples. You can't go wrong. The clitoris, you can't go wrong. Okay.
Okay.
The hair, touching the hair, being touched on the hair by the man can't go wrong. The man stroking your inner thighs, him stroking, you can use anything. He can use his tie, he can use a silk scarf. There are so many materials, or a feather duster. You want me to bring a feather duster?
Let me see what it looks like. Yeah. for your students. Okay. Wow. Listen, I have...
it's Mother's Day. Let me switch. I want to put a woman. This is Mother's Day. That's my woman. My kind of woman. So, you see, this is not just a dust. It's the everyday things that you use in the house. Okay? This can give you... It can just be one feather. It can just be one feather which you can play with for yourself. You find out how does it make you feel. Okay? So you do all these things using different types of materials. You do all these things to try and find out which one works for you. These are from just £1 shop or other shops. They sell these things. You check yourself. You've all got scarves in your house. Your husband has got tie. You can use it. So you do that self-assessment. And then you know that, okay, you can kiss your hands. Find out when you kiss your hands, how does it make you tingle? Because these hands, they are not just hands. They can also be a trigger. You can have different types of orgasms. There's orgasm from the nipples, orgasm from just going to the toilet, you pee, you can experience orgasm.
Really?
Yes. Sometimes they say, don't be examined by the doctor who has just been from the toilet. Because some people, there's nipple orgasm. There's people, when you finish urinating, some people experience orgasm. They are very nice. So. Yeah, I've never heard about orgasm.
Yeah, listen, sometimes when you're going to the bathroom, you're like, oh.
I know those, yes.
Oh, your eyes will be telling you.
I know. After you finish the whole job and you're like, wow, that was fantastic. You even feel that relief. Then there's vaginal orgasm, clitoral orgasm, and some people, they have their own fetish, but those are the main ones. They are about 11. But I can remember 5 at the top of my head.
So, Auntie V, now I have just 3 more minutes. I don't want to overshoot 3 minutes. Now, guys, listen, this has been a very, very insightful conversation. Auntie V, you have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
And it's called?
It's just Valerie Muzelenga. They Google Valerie Muzelenga, they are tips.
Fantastic. So I'll put that on the link. And if people want to reach you, they can reach you on?
They can reach me on Messenger. Currently, they can reach me on Messenger. They can reach me via my email. If you type my email address is vmuzelenga@yahoo.com.
Okay, Auntie. So if you text it to me to my WhatsApp, I'm going to put it on the link after the video. I mean, Auntie V, this has been a very fantastic conversation, and we've learned a lot. So guys, wow, you can also find her on the Facebook community called Pillow Talk.
Pillow Talk, yes.
Pillow Talk, yes. Fantastic. So this has been a very insightful conversation, and Auntie V is going to be, we're going to have another exciting event. It's going to be a register, and it's going to be a paid event there. Auntie V is going to, you know, have a more intimate conversation, and I bet you're not going to listen. It's going to be real value for your time. And so next week I'm starting a new series called the Jesus Touch series, and it is going to be amazing. Jesus, he touches people. He is you know, I mean, I listen. I don't want you to miss it anyways. So Auntie V, thank you very much. And yeah, by the way, yes, I have a new blog. I have some, what is it called now? Some articles on my website, ibinaboenebi.com. I have beautiful articles about on Mother's Day, and I have my lovely teen writer, Emma O. She has a fantastic article she wrote about the struggles of the 21st century woman, and I want you to check it out. So Auntie V, I am going to call you, and bye. Bye, everybody.
I want to
thank all my viewers, everyone who's been on Facebook. And somebody says, very interesting. They've learned a lot from Auntie Valerie's teaching. Thank you. And somebody says, interesting topic. Somebody says, you know, quite a few comments, but I'm so happy that you're here and you're all able to join. And if you like the video, press the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. And Auntie Valerie, I'm going to call you. Bye, everybody.
Please do. See you. Bye. Yeah. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Clara said I should run for president. I think I will.
Yeah, Auntie